Lamar Jackson.
Not bad for a running back.
Finally reached the last chapter of Without Me, the 3-part series of the Hate for 8 segment on Lamar Jackson. But I'm going to start it off with a question. Have you guys noticed how often people always refer to a quarterback's arm strength? I mean, yeah, they kind of have to because it is kind of important, but they really go overboard with a lot of these guys. This guy in particular. Now, Justin Herbert has got a cannon. I'm not going to front. He's a really talented quarterback who, unfortunately, is in a bad situation with the team that he's with. But that doesn't take away from his talent. The dude's good. Can't take that away from him. But they'll say that about a lot of the guys in the NFL, but won't say that about Lamar Jackson. You know, despite the fact that he has over and over and over and over shown that he can get the ball downfield. And they never bring up the fact that throughout the years of Lamar Jackson's career in the NFL, he has gradually improved and increased his talent, his throwing ability, year after year after year. Yeah, they're not going to touch on that. But anyway, getting back to Justin Herbert. Because regardless of whatever he does, he's always considered a top-tier quarterback in the league. And he hasn't accomplished really anything. Hasn't won a playoff game. Hasn't won any championships. I don't even think his team has won the division championship. I don't even think they've done that. But yet, when brought up, the top quarterbacks in the league, his name is always in the mix. Leaving Lamar Jackson out, and nobody seems to have a problem with that. But I do. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this guy's a scrub. He's far from it. He can definitely be a weapon and a threat in the National Football League, especially when his team figures out what the hell they're going to do. He even won Offensive Rookie of the Year, so he can do it. He can sling that thing. However, when it comes to grading these guys and Lamar Jackson, there's always a double standard. Because Lamar Jackson pretty much had the same kind of situation going in. He didn't even win Offensive Rookie of the Year. But when he lost that playoff game to the Chargers, they were dissecting and destroying Lamar Jackson. This kid hasn't even made a playoff game. And if he has, he's not won any. And yet he's still a top-tier quarterback. Why? Because he has arm strength. I have news for you. All quarterbacks have arm strength. Some are stronger than others, but you have to have some kind of arm strength to even getting into the NFL. So I'd like to think that everybody who has a job in the NFL who is a quarterback, you got some kind of strength, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to put no potato head in the backfield tossing the ball to nobody. But I'm not going to rip on too much on Herbert because, like I said, I see a lot of talent in him, and he has his work stacked against him. Like I said, his team, like that coaching staff, is suspect, and if they don't get it together, this probably will be the last year he has that coaching staff. They're in the same division as the Kansas City Chiefs. Dealing with Patrick Mahomes and those boys ain't no easy task. But even after all of that and not really doing anything to separate from the crowd, they still praise this guy a hell of a lot better than they do Lamar Jackson. He's got a great offensive line. He's got great weapons, but we're finna see what's going to happen with all of that because his running back has shown that he's trying to get out of there. So he has a lot on his plate right now. But the talk and the praise for Justin Herbert is nothing compared to the next guy I'm going to discuss right now.
He is the greatest thing since Tom Brady. Let's just skip over Mahomes. He's the greatest thing here. Matter of fact, he's beaten Mahomes mostly out of everybody. He's gone to the Super Bowl. He has beaten the Baltimore Ravens. He's outplayed Lamar Jackson. He's done this. He's done that.
What's with this urgency to make Joe Burrow the greatest quarterback to ever existed? What, is it because he went number 1 overall?
What?
Is it because of his shiny sunglasses?
What?
Is it because he smokes cigars?
What?
Is it because of his fancy clothes?
What?
What is it?
Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl and lost. Joe Burrow went back to the AFC Championship game against the same team and lost.
He ain't lying.
Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And if I'm not mistaken, Boyd is still over there too. Oh, look at that. Top tier receivers. Now, I understand something here. I myself have preached that you don't need a number 1 wide receiver in order to really be a good team or a good quarterback. But it does help that when in crunch time, folk catch the ball. And Joe Burrow has that. Lamar Jackson has not. And let's stop talking about Joe Burrow like we don't realize and remember that he plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they did something to spice up and upgrade their offensive line this past offseason by signing Orlando Brown Jr. But we'll see if that's enough later on down the line. Because make no mistake about it, Joe Burrow plays in the toughest division in football. And while we're talking about that division, let's just talk about this real quick. Y'all remember that year that he went to the Super Bowl and just balled out, just slapped everybody around and did what he wanted? Pittsburgh, they were dealing with Ben Roethlisberger in his last year. Cleveland was doing it their last couple years with an injured Baker Mayfield. And everybody and their mama was injured on the Ravens roster. Who were they going to be challenged by? Who were they going to be tested by? Their own division was in shambles. But is that the case now? No. No. Pittsburgh, with Mike Tomlin there, they're never out of anything. Let's go to Cleveland. Let's look at Cleveland. Now Cleveland will have Deshaun Watson to come in and get familiar with the scheme, and everybody, his receivers, his running backs, his tight ends, and everybody be on the same page. You think they're going to run over Cleveland now? Let's go to the Ravens. Last year, it was split in the regular season. Cincinnati won one, Baltimore won the other. They go to the playoff game. Baltimore makes a stupid decision at the 1-yard line. Bengals took advantage of it and won the game. It is what it is. Now we're upgrading the defense. We're upgrading the offense. You going to have a cakewalk to the Super Bowl again, Cincinnati? You going to just click your fingers, snap your fingers and make it there, Joe Burrow? I don't think so.
I guess all I'm saying is this.
Every chance people get, they will find a reason to belittle, talk down about, or erase any accomplishment Lamar Jackson has made. They try to talk down about it. It's not that big of a deal. But when somebody else, like one of these guys, does it, oh, it's everything. Oh, I just love Joe Burrow. Josh Allen's the greatest thing. He's right up there, top 2 quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes is perfect. He's just the perfect quarterback. He beats everyone and everything. He does this, he does that. Tua is on the verge. He's going to be better than Lamar Jackson. He's going to do this. Jalen Hurts is just going to wipe the floor. Nobody's going to come near him. You praise all these other guys. And they have not come close to doing the things Lamar Jackson has done. Yes, Lamar Jackson has not won Super Bowls. Yes, Lamar Jackson has not won a lot of playoff games. Yes, Lamar Jackson has not done a lot of things in the NFL. But at the same time, Lamar Jackson has done a whole lot of things in the NFL. The boy's been breaking records ever since he's been in the NFL. He's been keeping the team above water all by himself. Don't believe me? When he's on the field, they win. When he's not, they lose. Plain and simple. The NFL is a tough, competitive league. I'm not going to sit here and act like any of these guys suck because they don't. But what I'm not going to do is pretend that they're so far superior than Lamar Jackson. Because when all of those guys were going out there and making these playoff wins and all this and have you showing off and putting out all these numbers and everything like that, they had a good supporting cast. Lamar Jackson has not had a good supporting cast, and he is still one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. Like it or not.
And I'm going to finish off with this little nugget right here. Since everybody loves statistics and stats and numbers, and everyone absolutely loves Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson is the only one that's in this group of quarterbacks who I've referenced that has beaten Tom Brady more than once and never lost to him.
Have a nice day. Oh my God.
Thank you for watching this video. By all means, like, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to see more content, go ahead and push the subscribe and notification button for videos already up and for the ones to come.